for joining us. I'm Sally, president of the chamber, and it's so good to see everyone. Um, we've been doing this for a year. Can you believe that? And I look forward to having in-person meetings again, but I do agree with Shannon and Jan that, having this as an option. I don't know what we would have done like 8 or 10 years ago. What we wouldn't have had, all this technology. So it's been great. But we do have a great speaker today, so I'm going to turn it back to Lauren so she can make an introduction for us.
All right. So, ladies, just a quick reminder, if you could mute while Angela's presenting, but don't be afraid to use the chat box. I'll monitor that and we'll get some questions over to Angela and hopefully we can get those answered for you guys. So our speaker today is the wonderful Miss Angela Garmon. I've been blessed to know her for a while now and so excited you're here with us today. Angela Garmon is a leading voice for effective change management. She is the founder and CEO of ARG Coaching and Consulting Group, a strategic change management consulting firm that supports diverse leaders nationwide as they conquer change and cultivate results. Angela is an advocate, educator, and strategist through seasons of change. She has a true passion to see others succeed. I can vouch for that one. You're awesome. Her time spent in management and leading teams as they rolled out Six Sigma projects made her realize how much people, sorry guys, lost my spot here, how much people feared change. Coupled with her board work and the presidency of NABO Phoenix, which by the way, she created an award-winning chapter. So congrats, Angela, that was awesome. Drives her passion to see other women and minority executives succeed. Angela understands that poorly managed change negatively impacts the bottom line. Her mission is to close the disparity gaps that exist for women and minorities, stabilizing firms and generating wealth in diverse communities that are often underprecedented or underutilized in the business ecosystem. African American and Black women business owners continue to find themselves at a disadvantage in both revenue growth and sustainability. In an effort to support more women in business, Angela launched the We Are Project. Her vision is to create awareness around this issue and to eradicate the disparity gap for minority women business owners here and all over. So Angela, we're so excited to hear from you today. She's going to talk to us today about conquering and cultivating in business. So Angela, go ahead and take it away.
Awesome. Can everyone see my screen? We're good? So sweet. So how much time do I have? About 20 minutes? Thumbs up, 20 minutes or so, give or take? All right, I always start with time because I want to make sure that I stay within the time constraints. So let me get set up here, make sure that everything is functioning, flowing. So change impacts everyone so differently. And how you manage change and manage that impact directly affects your bottom line. In fact, what you do today is going to impact your results for tomorrow. So I start off with time because first of all, I want to know, how are you using your time? How are you using the time that you have to cultivate the results that you want to produce? Because we all have the same amount of it, but how we manage that time is what is going to drive us forward. So I want to start off with a little bit of history about me. Lauren has kind of ran the gamut of what I do, who I am. And so I'll give you a little bit of history. I'll give you a little bit of some of the challenges that have impacted me directly and my business. And then I'll end with a bit of a call to action and a story. So just a little bit about me. So my business is 5 years young. I celebrate 5 years in June. Super ecstatic, but I look back and I think, what the heck was I thinking? I work probably more than I've ever worked in my entire life. And when I think about my business, really what I do is I help people align with purpose. Because so many times when we're going through seasons of change, we really forget what is our purpose and what is our mission. And so I help you bring that back into the forefront of what it is that you're moving towards so that you have a clear path. I help you redefine the barriers that are going to impact you as you go through building your business and or building life in general. Because there are barriers. It's not a matter of if there are barriers, there will be barriers. So how you prepare for those barriers are extremely important. And then finally, grow your influence. So growing your influence is not just about yourself. So I want you to think about your network. Think about your friends, your family. They are all watching you. They're watching you, your business growth, your career growth. And many people are truly depending on you to succeed. And so how you show up in the world is really it's really your influence on them. People are counting on you, they're depending on you. You are their superwoman. And so when I think about just the ARG approach, that is the approach that I take to ensure that my clients are moving forward and they are able to produce results. I am super ecstatic. This year has been a phenomenal year for me. And I think that every single day I grow a bit more as an individual, as a professional. And this year I was nominated for a Living the Dream Award. And let me tell you that everything that we do is leading up to our success. So ladies, what are you doing? Especially during seasons of change, because seasons of change can be extremely tough. And sometimes we just want to put the blankets over our head, close our eyes, and just go to sleep and wake up when it's all over. But by the end of this, I really, really hope that you learn to embrace the seasons that you're in for a couple of different reasons, and we will dive into that. Please write down any questions or comments in the chat box, and we will get to them at the end. I love engagement. So Lauren, please stop me if there are any pressing questions or if there's clarity that is needed. So I love this quote at the bottom of the screen by Michelle Obama. She said, "Your story is what you have, what you will always have. It is something to own." Ladies, you write the narrative to your life. I've learned a long time ago that so many times we give other people permission to write or to tell our story. It's ours to write, it's ours to create, and it's ours to live out. So remember that if you don't remember anything, remember, write your own narrative and don't allow other people to tell your story. So over the last 5 years, I have been impacted by the 2 C's. The first C is cancer. So in 2018, 2 years after I started my business, I was diagnosed with invasive ductal carcinoma. What the heck is that? I had no idea. It's an aggressive form of breast cancer. So over 2018 into 2019, I had to undergo chemotherapy, surgeries, radiation, chemotherapy again. And so what did I learn over that time? So I started this journey with wanting to define my situation instead of my situation defining it. And so I want to take you through that journey in 3 different steps. So first of all, time is fleeting. It is fleeting fast, right? And so when we don't take the time to be intentional, when we just lay in the bed with the covers over our head, we are allowing time to pass us by. So before you do that, every single day, I want you to hit the floor, hit the pavement, ready and dressed to move forward. So embrace the season that you're in. So we all go through these challenging periods of our life. And when we begin to resist those seasons, we begin to fight those seasons, that's where we see a slowdown in our progress. So the first thing that you want to do when you're going through any tumultuous season of change is ask yourself, how can I embrace the season that I'm in? Now, let me tell you, I wasn't like, go cancer, yes, it's here. What I was like is, what is this going to do to my life? How is this going to impact my life? How can I change the way that I currently live so that I can get through this a lot smoother? So you want to begin to ask your questions, not the why me questions. Why is this happening to me? Why am I going through this? You want to begin to ask yourself, what can I do to embrace the season that I'm in? What can I do to make a difference in my life right now? So I began to do things like understand the schedule as I was going through chemotherapy and radiation. So I would go in on a Friday and I figured out my patterns. By Tuesday, I was able to get up, start moving, check my emails. By Wednesday, I was able to start meeting with clients. So I put in a schedule that really began to work for me. So embracing those seasons, you're able to adjust your schedule and adapt as you see fit. 2, understand what the situation means to you. So many times when we begin to tell our story to other people, sometimes people will begin to interject their stories into your world, right? And so sometimes, for example, when I was first diagnosed, I would tell some people that I had cancer. One lady just bawled when I told her. And so I found myself comforting and consulting other people when I myself was going through this journey, and I didn't necessarily know what this journey meant to me. And so when I got a grasp on what this journey actually meant to me, then I was able to share it in a different manner, right? So I learned quickly that I didn't like the words "I have cancer" because I was taking ownership of something that I no longer wanted to keep. And so I had to reframe it. I was diagnosed with cancer, or I am going through chemotherapy treatments to cure my cancer. So all of that is forward focused, forward thinking, and it's also eliminating that conflict or that change in my life so that I'm moving forward and not necessarily stuck. Some people tend to get stuck in these seasons of change. Again, what you want to do is create that growth mindset so that you're able to come through this season a lot better. Finally, advocate for yourself and others. So African Americans have a 40% higher mortality rates than our white counterparts. So when I went to the doctor initially, because I felt the lump, the doctor told me that I was fine. She said, "Oh, you can probably go another year or 2 without even getting checked." And I said, something within me said, "No, go ahead and get it checked." Had I not gotten it checked, I was already going into almost a stage 2. Had I not gotten it checked, and a year later, how aggressive would that? And an aggressive form, how far along would I have been? So advocate for yourself. Understand the odds. Understand the impact that it could have on your life if you prolong the change, if you attempt to avoid the change. Remember, your goal is not to resist the change, but to embrace it. Understand what the season is meaning to you. Understand what this situation, the impact that it's going to have on your life, and then begin to advocate for it. So my question for you is, what is the biggest lesson that you have learned through a personal season of change? And how can you apply that to every area of your life going forward? The second C, you guys guessed it, COVID. We are all in this season of COVID, right? There has been so much exposure under this season of COVID. And so what COVID did allow us all to do is pause. The whole world was put on timeout. We all went to the separate corners of our homes, and all we had the opportunity to do is to think, see what's going on, and figure out how can we recreate. Well, COVID has exposed us to so much more than just this virus. COVID has exposed us to some of the systemic racism that exists in our world. It has shown so much of the disparity that exists. In the business world, when the PPP first rolled out, it said there was an article, the article that's in the left corner of my screen that talks about the pandemic has crushed the number of Black-owned businesses. It said that 95% of Black-owned businesses from the jump never would have received the PPP loan. And then we moved into the killings of George Floyd, where it was a public execution. And then we saw this protest that rose up in our nation. So all of this social unrest, all of the different disparities that existed in the business ecosystem impacts you. It impacts your business. It impacts how you operate, how you engage within your community. And so again, what are the lessons that COVID taught me? Time is fleeting. Embrace the moment. So I just want to recap just a little bit, and I took notes earlier. Lauren asked us, what was one of the positive changes that you have experienced? And if you guys don't mind, I'm just going to call you out. But as I took notes, I believe it was Lauren that said that she changed the script. She does not live in fear. Joan said she prioritized her energy and spent time with friends to make sure that it was important. Susan said she learned patience and understanding. And Tasia, I hope I captured that name right. She said she began to find creative ways to keep in touch, and she created a kindness calendar. I am going to steal that. That was so sweet. And I heard Macy say a little bit of self-care. And she talked about the community needing help. So when you look at the seasons, especially seasons so as tumultuous as COVID, it reminds us that the moments matter. Embrace the moments. Embrace the people that are around you, because that is truly what's going to fuel you. Those relationships not only are going to drive you from an internal and an intrinsic perspective, but those relationships are always also going to help you from a business perspective. Understand what those changes mean to you as it relates to how is it impacting your industry. So the one thing that I learned very quickly going through COVID is that I don't know if there's anyone else on the screen that could attest to this. I had no way of connecting with my ideal client. And so I had to quickly reposition my entire brand, my entire business to this virtual platform, and then figure out ways to re-engage and engage with my connections. So understand what the impact of your industry is important over seasons of change, because as business owners, as leaders in our community, we have to be as flexible and as agile as possible. If not, we will get left behind. So even if you're talking to other leaders in your industry, also look outside of your industry. See what's going on outside of your industry, because there might be some connection or some innovation that you learn from other industries that can help you in your creative expansion during seasons of change. And then finally, advocate for yourself and others fiercely. Ladies, this is what we do. We are philanthropic by nature. So as Lauren shared, I launched the We Are Project. And so what is the We Are Project? The We Are Project is really to create awareness around the disparity gap for women and minority-owned businesses. And so this was really birthed as a passion project from my heart, leaving out of NAVO. And what I hope to do, what my plan is to eradicate the disparity gaps that exist. We need the community to make this happen. And the first thing to do is to create awareness. Did you know that in 2019, Black women-owned firms made an average of $24,000 per firm on an annual basis? versus our white counterparts at $218,000. So if parity were reached, ladies, $522 billion would have been generated by Black businesses alone. If parity were reached for all minorities, $981 billion would have been generated. Think about what that does for the economy. I was listening to a TED Talk by Nick Hanauer, and he said that an ecosystem should be a garden that is tended and cultivated. But instead, our societies go about it as a jungle. So ladies, I question, what are you doing to cultivate an inclusive ecosystem where you exist? So I'm super excited about the project for a couple of different reasons. One of the things that COVID revealed is that people are really looking to engage differently with their community. We're looking to support, we're looking to have conversations. And so the We Are Project allows for those gentle conversations. Inside the box are conversation cards so that you can have these conversations within your community and really, at 52-week journey within your workplace or within your home or even a nonprofit community where you can begin to talk about embracing differences. How can we embrace differences? What does parity even look like to you? For me, it's minority women-owned businesses. In your community, it might be something different. So what's going on in your community? How can you talk about it collectively? And then there is a journal where you can actually reflect and talk about how are you supporting yourself, but then also supporting others in your community. And so it's important that we that we continue the conversation around inclusion, around disparity, so that we can begin to even the playing field. So again, it creates awareness around the disparity gaps, but then also that philanthropic nature in all of us women is that the project itself, so looking to sell that 1,000 boxes by the end of the year, so I can support 50 women in business with helping them with their certification as a WBE or MBE and other scholarships and grants. So the impact of change. I wanted to end with this really brief story and then I'll open it up for questions. So when I was going through chemo treatments, I was looking like a Wakanda warrior, right? So most people typically would know that or assumed that I was going through treatment. One evening I met two other ladies for dinner and we were sitting there, and the one thing that we all shared in common is that we all had at one point been diagnosed or overcome this treatment. The conversation went like this. Angela, for me, I chose to control this situation the entire time. I controlled who knew. I controlled when I went on vacation so people did not know that I had the surgery. I controlled the narrative. We're gonna call her Connie the controller. Then Vicky spoke up. Vicky said, Angela, I'm not even gonna lie, and these are her words. I chose to play the victim. I chose to waddle in my self-pity. She said, I'm not quite sure why, but for me, that was comforting. And every time I got an opportunity to tell my story so that I could get sympathy, I told my story. In fact, I still feel like I'm a victim. I don't know why it happened to me today. And then me, Angela, I'm the adapter. I allowed the situation I adjusted and adapted to the situation. I allowed it to unfold. I defined it instead of it defining me. So my question for you is, when you are going through a season of change, who are you? Are you Angela the adapter? Are you Connie the controller? Or are you Vicky the victim? Here's the thing, we probably all run this gamut of all three of these ladies, right? At some point in our lives. Not one is any better than the other, but they all produce different outcomes. What outcome do you want to produce over this season of change? And which personality is going to get you there? Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you, Angela. I don't know if you're reading the comments, but we've had some really great comments in the chat box, and just thanking you for your perspective and sharing words of wisdom on how we can change our own communities, how we can be impactful in our own communities. So thank you everyone for your kind words. Ladies, make sure you put your info in the chat box so we can share all of our contacts. Make sure you put your name, your contact info, your email. And at this point, Angela, let's take some questions.
Yeah.
Ladies, do you guys have any questions for Angela?
And it doesn't have to just be about this. It could be about whatever question you have around change.
Yeah, just go ahead and unmute if you do.
I have a question. So Angela, during COVID and really any time, one of the parts that stuck out was the advocating for yourself and others fiercely. So what I wanted to know is how can you do that and communicate with others without with coming out in a way of like advocating instead of like people taking it a different way. Does that make sense? Like communicating in a way that's like good for you and also good for your coworkers.
So Macy, typically what I do is find the commonality, right? So we don't have to say it's advocacy, but what is our common goal? And how can we align? So you mentioned, for example, your coworker, right? So what is the mission of the organization? Is what you want to do aligned with that mission? And can you position it from that perspective?
Okay.
Is that good?
Yeah,
Does
no,
that help?
that's perfect. Yes, because sometimes like I'm only 24, and so sometimes I have a hard time of saying exactly what I mean and thinking of exactly what you said, like that common purpose, what's our common goal, instead of like, okay, this isn't what I need to do for my position and stuff like that. Like I'm coming it out of like of my area instead of what do we need to accomplish together. So thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. A lot of times if we can just pinpoint it down to something that we can all agree upon, then we can create action to move it forward.
Oh, I love it. Thank you. You're very very much. Wow, I can't speak today. So much wisdom, very inspiring. Thank you.
And can I encourage you? You said I'm only 24. You are 24 years wise. Let me just tell you, you bring a different perspective to the workforce that many of us probably won't even understand. And so your voice matters. And so just remember that you have an equal voice along with anybody else that's on that team. And that's why you're there, to use your voice so that you can advocate for your constituents. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for Angela? All righty. Well, Angela, thank you so much for being with us today. We appreciate you. I've always looked up to you and cherished all your work in the community. You're awesome.
Hey,
So Sally, do we have time for introduction?
Alicia has a question.
Oh, is there one
Alicia,
more?
I just was wondering if I could get Angela's contact information, because you had it up on the screen and then you minimized the screen and I didn't get it. So can you type it, or yeah, give us, I'll screenshot it. Thank you, sorry.
Ladies, please
Yeah,
feel
you're
free to
good.
reach out to me. I think I saw in the comments, Levon had a question.
Yeah, I had a question. I was wondering, how could I get more information on the We Are project? So is it by contacting you through this information here?
So the We Are project is on my website at
Okay.
ARGC Group, or feel free to call me, contact me. I am more than happy to share more.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
And can I just say this, ladies, I am here for you. You know, change is what I do, but I love to be of assistance to anybody. So even if you have a question that you want to take offline, feel free to reach out to me. I'm here. It doesn't matter whether it's this week or next week or a year from now. I'm here for you.
Awesome. Thanks, Angela. We are going to go through really quickly. I'll call you guys, I guess by name and do a quick intro. You can just say your name, what your business is, and then we'll just kind of go around the screen. So let's start with Lavon.
Hi, I'm Lavon Jackson Mechanico, and I own a Meineke Car Care Center on Southern and Dobson. And we opened, our year will be March 11th this year. And so we're very excited about being in the Mesa community. And our focus is really to help we focus mostly on trying to make sure that women don't get cheated and when they get their cars repaired. And so far, so good. It's really working. And we get a lot of feedback and a lot of comments that they love the training that we give them as we talk to them about their cars and give them pictures of repairs. But you'll find that men find they get cheated too. So it's a double whammy if we get both people, but we love it. And we've been open almost a year. So we opened the day we shut everything down in Arizona, but we weathered the storm and we are continuing to go forward. So we're excited.
Well, congrats on your 1 year. That's exciting.
Yeah,
All right, up next, we're going to do Alicia Holmes.
Awesome. My name is Alicia Holmes and I'm with Mesa United Way, and we provide a service to the community, and that's how to help your staff members and yourself give in a super simple, easy way. So if you're interested in being involved in philanthropy and giving, reach out to myself or Sandy.
Awesome. Thank you. Miss Linda Haskell.
Hello, everyone. Linda Haskell, Director of Membership Services with the Mesa Chamber of Commerce.
Laura Moats.
Hi, everyone. I am Laura Moats. I'm Director of Sales for Courtyard Marriott at Phoenix Mesa Gateway. And in addition to selling corporate contracts, a huge part of my job is to make sure that whoever stays with us, whether it's a wedding group or a top level executive, I make sure that we enhance their stay so that they would never want to stay anywhere else but at our Courtyard. And we're at Phoenix Mesa Gateway Airport at Power and Ray.
Thank you, Laura. Susan.
Hi there, I'm Susan Teichman, Director of Membership Sales for the Mesa Chamber.
Thanks, Susan. This name is not, I don't know how to pronounce it. So Desert Financial is your background, and I'm sorry, but your name is all in one, so I don't really know exactly how to pronounce your name.
It's actually Tala.
Tala, okay.
Tala, yeah, it blended my last name and the first two letters of my first name, so.
Okay.
Tala. But I am the new branch manager at our Signal Butte Walmart branch. I've been there for about a month, but I've been with the company for over 18 years. And basically our passion is creating exceptional experiences through financial solutions that make lives better. And so we offer pretty much everything that any other financial institution offers. And I'm really glad to be a part of this. And I appreciated a lot of the comments and especially the presentation, because I'm passionate about very similar things. So thank you so much for having me on.
Great, thank you. Joan. I don't see it. We might go back to her. Teresa.
I'm Teresa DeBona, and I'm the administrative assistant here at the Mesa Chamber.
Thanks, Teresa. Macy.
All right. Hi, I'm Macy. I'm the volunteer coordinator at Midwest Food Bank.
Miss Sandy.
Hi, I'm Sandy with Mesa United Way, and I'm Director of United 365.
Great program, by the way. Go check it out if you guys have it. Miss Peggy.
I'm Peggy Lawson from the Market Builder. We specialize in all different types of marketing.
Thanks, Peggy. Shauna.
I am Shauna Zuniga, Mesa Chamber of Commerce, Director of Operations and Finance.
Thanks, Shauna. Jan.
Which Jan?
You.
My other friend, Jan. Hi.
Oh, I forgot.
Yes, I'm Jan, also known as the Bunt Lady. I'm the owner of Nothing Bunt Cakes in Gilbert Mesa. We bake the best cakes on the planet. And I'm also a proud member of the board of directors for the Mesa Chamber of Commerce.
Jan's raspberry white chocolate chip buntlet is so addicting, by the way. I went to the store the other day and got like 3 of them. I ate them all in one sitting. So they're dangerous. Nicole.
Hi, I'm Nicole Carantinos. I work for Realty Executives in residential real estate. I've been a part of Mesa for 30 years and glad to be a part today.
Thanks, Nicole. Kristen.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kristen. I'm the proud manager of Jan Newton at the Nothing Bunt Cakes in Gilbert.
Thanks, Kristen. Kathy.
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. That was a great presentation, Angela. My name is Kathy Hockadal, and I serve on the Kebnick Mortgage team powered by Axia Home Loans. And our specialty is serving our families and community members with their mortgages and refinances. Thanks.
Thanks, Kathy. Jan Vitale.
Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. Jan Vitale here, representing Fuller Chiropractic, Dr. Tekla Fuller. If you're feeling any aches and pains, be sure to give her a call. Information is in the chat.
Thanks, Jan. Lisa.
Hi, I'm Lisa Olson, and I serve as the board president for East Valley Children's Theater. We've been in the Valley for, this is our 24th season. We're founding resident company of the Mesa Arts Center. As you can imagine, it's been an interesting year for theater. Like everybody here, we've had to make some creative choices. I really loved Angela's presentation. I am deeply concerned about equity across all social groups in this country, and I work hard to help with changes that will improve things. East Valley Children's Theater is also committed to that kind of ideal. We want to make theater accessible and available to all socioeconomic groups. And so we have some unique opportunities for children. So if anybody here knows children that want to be involved in theater, give us a call. Thank you again, Angela. I really appreciated your message.
Thanks, Lisa. Becky.
Hello, everyone. I'm Becky. I'm the Community Outreach Director for Akoya Mesa Senior Living, which is 62 plus active senior living. Just real quickly, we are having a food drive at our location Thursday from 9 o'clock till noon, drive-through for the United Food Bank. Please come by. We're just west of Power on Brown. Hope to see a lot of you there. Thank you.
Thanks, Becky. Jan. Or Jane, sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I've been called worse. I'm Jane with Aspen Hospice and Healthcare. I'm a longtime nurse, over 25 years, and I love to support others. So anything that you need from me, spiritually, economically, whatever I can do to help, let me know. I'd be glad to help. Thank you.
Thanks, Jane. Miss Mary Kay.
Happy Tuesday, Angela. Thank you so much. And one of the things that I heard you say loud and clear is when we're honest about what we're going through, it gives others permission to say, I'm not alone, and it opens a door. So thank you for that. I love that. And I am your Avon lady.
Jenny.
Okay, sometimes I'm not the only Jenny, so I'm guessing it's me. So I'm new to the group. This was my first session because I was interested in the topic. So thanks, Angela. And I am the Director of Volunteer Engagement with Lutheran Social Services of the Southwest. And we're located in Mesa as well as throughout the state of Arizona.
Awesome, thanks, Jenny. All right, so did I miss anyone? Raise your hand if I missed you. I think we got everyone. No. Oh, Shelly. Let's do Shelly and then Joan and then Shannon.
Alice.
Hi there. Yeah. Oh, no. Okay. I'm Shelley with Gateway Bank. And what I want to say about that is I also have contributed along with Angela with her We Are project. And Gateway Bank is a proud ally of supporting Black-owned businesses, helping them become financially ready so that they can get access to capital and help be an active participant to bridging the disparity gap of minority businesses. So I'm Shelley Berry, and I'm with Gateway Bank.
Can I do a shameless plug? Since Shelley's
Go for
up there. So if you guys ever get the journal, Shelley helped write the journal. She helped find some of the questions in the journal. We had a project team of 8 women, so it's pretty cool. Thank you, Shelley.
All right, so next we've got Joan and then Shannon.
Thank you very much. Sorry to have disappeared for a few minutes. Joan Kruger, I'm with NAI Horizon, a commercial real estate broker, mostly focused on the East Valley, and it's a pleasure to see all of you today.
Go ahead, Shannon.
Shannon Hines, I'm with Guild Mortgage Company. I help your friends and family with their home financing needs, residential. And I just want to say, Angela, we have known each other for a long time, and it is so fascinating to see your journey and see what you've gone through and where you're at. And this was so inspiring. So thank you. I loved being on here. I didn't know it was you, and I'm super excited.
Awesome. And then Alice.
Hello.
Sorry, Alice.
No problem. Executive Director at Discovery Point Retirement Community over in East Mesa by Banner Baywood Hospital, where we truly have super active and super engaged residents that don't quite need assisted living, but just want the work taken out of their lives.
All right, now we've got Kristen Harvey.
Hi, everyone. Kristen Harvey. I'm with Jewish Family and Children's Services, East Valley Healthcare Center. We provide integrated healthcare services most to people of all ages and backgrounds, mostly those who are Access members in our community.
Thanks, Kristen. Levon.
I went already.
You went already? Okay. There's a few people with their cameras off. So if I missed you guys, let me know. Or if you want to give a quick commercial, let me know. I am also blessed to be with Gateway Bank along with Shelley. We are business development officers there, and we are very, very in the know and focused on small women-owned businesses as well as minority-owned businesses, and making sure that they have the same chance of receiving funding. And so your speech today, Angela, just hits home for us. And so we appreciate everything you've done. All right, so we're going to go ahead and close it off with some announcements. I didn't see any more questions in the chat for you, Angela, but you guys have her contact info now. If you need it, reach back out, let me know. We've got some announcements at the chamber. So Thursday, February 25th is virtual coffee time from 8 to 9. Good News Girlfriends Club is this Friday, February 26th from 3 to 4. You guys can register for all of these on the Mesa Chamber website. The Lunch Mob with Councilwoman Jennifer Duff is Tuesday, March 2nd. And that's sponsored by Pomeroy's Men's Store. Did I say that right, Sally?
Yes.
Okay. Aging and Healthcare Committee is Thursday, February 4th from 8 to 9. And then just a quick announcement about the golf tournament. We did have to change the location. It's now going to be at Longbow. It's still estimated to be in April. However, the actual date right now is to be determined. So we will get info to you as soon as that's up and available. But thank you so much, ladies, for joining us today. We love seeing your faces. Please connect with each other in one-on-ones. And we will see you next month at our Women Business Connection. Have a good day, ladies.
Stay connected to Mesa Chamber social media, email newsletters, Monday morning message, and mesachamber.org to always know what's happening at your Mesa Chamber.